What's up, guys? Coach Casey here, bringing you the whiteboard breakdown for April 5th. So the weatherman says it's going to be nice and sunny today. So I'm a few days out, so hopefully he's right. So today we're going to get out and we're going to run, bike, row, anything to get outside and get into that nice warm weather. It is spring, surprising I know, but it'll be nice to get out there, get our sweat on in the sun. Okay, so the only other equipment that you'll need besides those are a dumbbell or a kettlebell. If you have a barbell, you can use that option as well for our warm-up and getting into the Metcon. Okay, for our warm-up, we're going to start off getting in that nice weather with that 5-minute jog. So we're going to jog out 2.5 minutes, jog back 2.5 minutes. If you have a good idea of what your longer route is for around 5 minutes, you can just loop through it. If you're on a bike or a row, rock out that 5 minutes. Okay, when we come back in, just a forward fold. We're going to work this for a minute. So as we get into our forward fold, we're going to do about 5 to 10 seconds at a time, working through that minute. So we're going to come into that forward fold, hang out for about 5 seconds, come up, relax, and then repeat. Just getting that posterior chain a nice stretch, getting those hamstrings fired up. Next one is going to be a cradle walk. So I'm going to grab the top of my knee, the back of my shin, and pull it up just like I'm on the ground with a pigeon. Just trying to get to the outside of that hip. Next one, straddle, legs nice and wide, coming right down the middle. Once I get down the middle and I'm nice and relaxed, I can either pull myself back a little bit further or move my hands to the outside of my shin to get a little bit of a twist in my back and also get my groin to get stretched. And then just walking my hands left to right to even out my legs as I work through that minute. Next one is tuck jumps. From here, there's 10 total reps. So starting off with a nice light bounce and then getting more and more aggressive as I get to the 10th rep. Okay, so 10 total reps. The last 5 should be full tuck jumps, nice and explosive. Then moving on to bootstrap squats. Full squat, and then I'm gonna hold on to those bootstraps as I extend my legs. Time to warm up our skill for the day. So we got cleans. So if we have a dumbbell or kettlebell, each movement we do, we're going to be doing 5 per arm. If we have a barbell, we're just doing 5 per movement. Okay, so I have a kettlebell today, so I'm going to focus on the kettlebell form. I did make a video on our YouTube channel that broke down the simple clean form, and I'm going to go over a quick review of that before we get into these 4 movements that we're going to do. So as you stand up from your kettlebell clean, you're going to be, first of all, starting in a deadlift. As I stand up, my elbow is going to drive behind me and then come underneath the bell. So no matter where I am in either one of these 4 movements, my elbow is always going to move out of the way of the path of the bell and then come underneath it. So the first one we have is a high hang muscle clean. So it's a slight dip. You're going to drive that elbow back and then underneath the weight. Second movement is a high hang power. So we're going a low hang power. So from that lower hang, we're going to come up, squeeze those glutes, and then come into a power clean. Next, we're going to do the power clean from the ground. Starting in our deadlift, coming all the way up to the top, and then catching in that power position. Last one is going to be a full squat from that clean. So deadlift, all the way up, and then into a squat. So no matter what, that's what I'm looking for. Keep the bell close to your body. If you need to, even with the power and the squat, if you need to just do a muscle and then ride it down, that's totally fine. Focus on your form, feel it out so that we know kind of if our weight's appropriate once we actually flow into the. All right, guys, it's Metcon time. Hopefully I had some flames in my hands there, still working on it. For this one, it's gonna be a spicy one, guys. It's gonna be hot. For this one, we have 3 4-minute EMOMs with a 1-minute rest in between those stations. So for our first 4-minute EMOM, we're going back to our warm-up where we did our 5-minute jog. So if you did a jog or if you took out a bike or a rower, this is where we're going to push the pace on one of those 3 elements. It's 45 seconds of work. You get a 15-second transition period, but we're only working that 4 times before we get a minute rest. So we are not trying to jog that out. We are up into that 85 to close to 100% effort on all 4 of those. We get that minute to recover, and then we're moving on to our cleans that we just practiced. Okay, so this is going to be variable weights depending on if you or have a barbell, or for your dumbbell or kettlebell, you're going to be adjusting your rep scheme. Okay, so if I have this little baby bell for my cleans, I may up that from 12 to maybe 20, or I may even change the movement, and instead of doing my power clean and going right back down, I might change it into a squat clean. Okay, adjust this from what we did in the warm-up section to really be able to push you if you don't have a heavy weight. Okay, so we may have to adjust that. For our barbell, you're gonna probably be somewhere, for our guys, in that 95 to 135 range, but something you can almost do fully unbroken, or you may have to break that up into 6 and 6. For our females, somewhere in that 55 to 95 range. Then another 1 minute rest, and then we're just repeating round 1. Okay, so in round 1, depending on how far we got in each of those, we're just trying to match that intensity level and finish out the day. You only have 4 left, so you really got to push the pace there to bring this one home. This would be one when we finish that last minute that we are just laying on our butts, trying to catch our breath, and finishing off our Sunday fun day. All right, guys.